Now, picking up from where we left off in the last video, part one, I stopped at missing values, and at that point, I was explaining why it is that it is important for us to enter missing codes for missing values, why it may be important in some cases. What's the meaning of this missing values? Now, the values marked as missing are generally those values, well, those values will be excluded from analysis in SPSS. And certainly, if we do not have something entered in that cell, we do not want to be counted as part of a mean or something like that, because it can, of course, affect our overall results. So, for our software to interpret this missing value, it means that we are going to, the best thing for us to do is to provide codes for the missing variables. So if somebody did not answer a question, instead of just leaving that cell blank, what we would do is put in a code to accommodate that circumstance. So we can use up to about 3 codes. So we can do, for example, I'm just putting in here discrete missing values. So if there are no missing values, if you know there are no missing values in the data set, then you leave it at that, no missing values. But here I'm putting it as 99, 11, and I'll just leave the other one blank. So what this means is that anywhere where I type the number 99 in my spreadsheet, which is in the data view, it means that the software will recognize that as missing. Now, 99 and 11 are generally, maybe you could consider them to be commonly used missing value codes. Now, if it is that, however, that your categories, or you're using a scale, a rating scale, for example, that goes from 1 to 15 or something like that, or you have something where you have more than 11 categories in 11 or more categories in your data. No, I would not advise that you use 11, for example, because it would have if 11 is a coding in your values, it would make no sense. It would certainly if you now code it as missing, it would cancel all the 11s that you would have had for the values field, and yeah, so it wouldn't be of any value. So you have to take into consideration what your codings are for your categorical variables when you are defining the parameters for your missing variables. So 99, 11, some people use 0. Those are some of the conventions, some of those things that are traditionally used. You can also use things like ranges, for example, 97 to 100. Anything coded between 97 and 100 is assigned as will be recognized by the software as missing. No, so I'm leaving it at 99 and 11. I could just, in a simple data set like this, I could just have used 1. Now, columns simply denote the total number of columns that the variable may have. For now, we will leave it at the default setting, and alignment we'll also leave at the default setting. That's purely a matter of aesthetics. Just whether you want the column to align left or right. Now, what is perhaps one of the most important parameters here in setting the variable is that measure parameter, and this measure actually relates to the level of measurement. Now, as you would probably already know, there are 4 levels of measurement: the nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Now, what SPSS has done, it has only included 3 levels of measurement: nominal and ordinal, and scale. Nominal and ordinal denote those categorical variables. So your variables like gender, male versus female, or your ordinal categories used in things like your Likert scales, where you might say somewhat agree, strongly agree, agree, neither agree nor disagree, and you're moving within an ordered range for those categories, then you would describe it as an ordinal variable. Now the other two, the interval and the ratio variable, those are combined in the SPSS software for and described as scale variables, and it really denotes any value that can be placed on a number scale. These are both continuous and discrete values. but they are not, however, categorical values. So categorical values are never scale values. So you can find, of course, there's more information on levels of measurement all over the internet, and you can read up on that accordingly. Now, so I've entered the parameters for the first variable, residence, and of course, if I'm entering the parameters for the second variable, which is gender, it would look very similar. Now, gender is also a dichotomous nominal variable. We have male and female. We cannot rank these gender categories, so it's not ordinal, but it is categorical, so we know that it is nominal. Because we can produce a logical order to it, so it would be male and female, and it would look quite a bit like the residence variable. So I'll just put it in here, gender 2, and most of the other parameters we could leave the same. So it's a numeric variable because we have assigned a numeric code to these categories. Width we leave the same, decimals we just put down to. So I could spell it out here as in gender of respondent, because when I run my crosstabs or my graphs, this is what I would like to see appear on my graphs and not gender underscore 2. Values, I'm going to enter my values. 1 denotes male, add 2 denotes female, add. Okay, now missing, I could probably do the same thing. I could always copy and paste it into this cell, or I could have simply just entered the 99 again if I just wanted 99 to be the one I'm using. So I'm deciding to copy and paste. I'm leaving columns and alignment the same. And for this variable, gender is a nominal variable, so I'm gonna change it to nominal. Just realizing that I made a mistake in this first variable. I should have changed my level of measurement from scale to nominal. So that's for the second variable. Now let us get back to the questionnaire, and I'm going to set up perhaps age. Showing how to set up age. In setting up age, I'm gonna call it age 3. Now, that's also a numeric variable. It's not string because how I ask the question age, what is your age? It means that I can assume any value along the number on a continuous number scale. So somebody can be, 21 versus 48 versus, whatever number it is. My age here is not categorical. I have not put age into groups like 20 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, that type of thing. They're not in categories. They're expressed as raw values, which means that they are ratio values. Now age here would be, and leave it at numeric, and my label I could put age of respondent. And then for values, in this case, I would leave this blank because this is a scale variable, and scale variable have no associated value labels, right? Missing, maybe in this case, I might just want to put for missing, maybe all the variables. No, it wouldn't make sense. Maybe if somebody have administered the questionnaire to is 11 years old, so it wouldn't make any sense for me to put 11. Somebody could be 99 years old as well, though I don't think that on campus there are any students on a university campus who may be 11 or 99. But I could always use 0 as my discrete missing value category, just to be on the safe side. Now I'll leave columns and alignment at the default parameter, and this one for the level of measurement I would leave as scale because it is a scale measure. It is a ratio variable. No, and so that's pretty much it in terms of setting up your data in SPSS. Let me jump the gun a bit and go down. Just to point out to you that if we were dealing with this question, how do you feel about the variety of